And we're live. What's up, everybody? Back here picking olives with their Palestinian neighbors, doing protective presence, protecting them against the potential settler violence. I'll show you. It's not so this is actually a pretty weak olive season. We've come to understand. Not all too many olives, but hold on. You can see they're using this cool machine. It's either you climb the tree or you use that machine. And yeah, it's there's something beautiful about this. You know, olive cultivation has been the livelihood of people living on the land for thousands of years. Uh, so essentially, our ancestors, both of our ancestors, have been doing this, and to get to do it together is a privilege and an honor. There's something beautiful about it. We could only find more ways to unite around common goals. I think we're all the more better for it. So here we are. Here we are. Let us know where in the world you're tuning in from. We could do a little Q&A. And yeah, I'll probably do stream for 15 or so minutes. And then I'll get back to work. But I'm on my break right now. Thank you all those tuning in. By the way, this is not sponsored by Epic Water, but Epic Water is, you see inside there's this filter. It filters out 99% of everything, microplastics, all that stuff. So check it out, Epic Water. They should start sponsoring me, honestly. So it was interesting. I was here last week or earlier this week, and I posted some content. And those viewing, I know you all know, there's nothing you could say about Israel Palestine without getting some amount of hate. So what were the responses to the last video I did? So first of all, overwhelming gratitude. I've never gotten so many people saying thank you, thank you, thank you. It really showed the humanist side to the pro-Palestine movement, that there's just this appreciation for seeing a Jewish Israeli support Palestinians. And then obviously there was the hate as well. So the hate was, on one side, you're a traitor, a capo, you know, they'll turn on you one day. And then on the other side was, you're not helping. If you really want to help, leave the land. Or you're just trying to do this to paint Israel in a certain way. We can't trust you. Only we didn't have to deal with those people in this movement, you know? Only we could somehow build a movement of moderates, of humanists, who see the humanity in all the people living between the river and the sea, and work towards building a better future for us all. And it's even worse, like when it's I get why people on the land are extreme. We're radicalized by conflict, we're radicalized by trauma. It's easier for me to be sympathetic towards Palestinians and Israelis being radical. But when I see a Westerner who has no skin in the game, who's lived a relatively privileged life, and again, everyone has their own struggle, but these outsiders that are fanning the flames of extremism, calling for the destruction of one side or the other, they're harming the cause, you know? We really, you shouldn't even give them a seat at the table. Outsiders who want to be involved should be speaking a voice of peace and reconciliation. And if they're not, go home, find something else to do. Go touch grass, as they say. And look, it's not even their extremism wasn't created in a vacuum, and they too are products of their environment. But that's not our shit to figure out. You know, we have our own extremism we need to deal with. Uh, Western extremists seem to be indoctrinated online, maybe living a life without meaning, needing to join some cause. But a lot of people join movements coming from a place of anger and hate and not of like love, you know? Um, so, yeah. And with that, shout out to the haters. We love you too. You too are human, right? Show you again what we have going on here. See some kids came out, some adults. We split into two groups today. There's another group also doing this. And if anybody watching wants to join, reach out to me. You know, there's groups going out pretty much every week now doing this. I'll take you on a quick little tour. So you put down the tarps and then you either throw the olives or knock them down here. Maria, you want to say some words? You're camera shy. Maybe we'll get an interview from someone here. הייתם רוצים להגיד כמה מילים? לא?
לאן זה הולך?
זה משודר ביוטיוב ובטוויטר. רוצה להגיד שלום?
אני מוכנה.
אני יכול לשאול אותך כמה שאלות?
כן.
איך את באנגלית?
מעדיפה בעברית אם אפשר, אבל...
כן, לא יהיה תרגום. אז אנגלית...
אני אדבר עם הרבה שגיאות.
I'll ask you easy questions. We're gonna speak to one of the participants here. Wait, hold on. We are here with
Tali.
Tali.
Yes.
Welcome, Tali. What made you want to join this protective presence and olive picking today?
Because I see all the suffer of the Palestinians in Israel, and I can't stand aside and do nothing. I want to help them in any kind of way that I can.
Amen. Is this the first time you've done this?
No.
No.
The second.
You come here often? Second, okay.
Yes.
Cool.
And it's pity that there's not a lot of fruit this year.
Yeah. And you know, it's a shame that we need to do this, right? Like, I think there's something beautiful about being able to connect with Palestinians in this way. But the fact that this is even a thing shows a problem that exists, right? Yeah.
This is the only way that we can, from the beginning, from standing on the same ground, work together. We need to learn to live together. I wish I can speak their language. I'm ashamed I'm not. Maybe I will do it. But they are our neighbors. We need to live together.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you, Tali. Your English is amazing. Okay.
No.
We have Marie Merchel in the comments saying, God bless. Thank you. Thank you for the support. Okay, we are here with Maria. I'm kidding. Not everyone wants to be on camera. I was putting her on the spot. You want to say hi? No. Yeah, I will say though, the activists who come out here and don't even want to be on camera, from a sense, are the purest and most altruistic. Because you can't even question for a moment their motives other than just being out here to help. They want zero recognition, zero notoriety. They just really want to um, really just be involved, you know? So shout out to all the anonymous fellas here. Don't want to be on camera. I mean, I don't think anybody here is motivated by purely self-interested reasons, but you do need to think those who don't even want to be on camera, there's no doubt what motivates them. Thank you. I see we have greetings for my heart. You are the best of our humanity. Thank you. Just doing my small part. What's your name? I can't read Arabic, not yet at least. So what's your name? And where are you tuning in from? I'm gonna put on some sunscreen. Sharif. Nice to meet you, Sharif. كيف حالك? I'm gonna put on some sunscreen. I actually went my entire life without using sunscreen. And then I noticed I was damaging the skin on my face, which is a shame. And the doctor told me it will heal, just you need to start wearing sunscreen. So here I am at age 36, finally protecting my skin. Who knows how much younger I would look if I started this earlier in life. History speaks. Matthew, good to see you here. Good to see you here. We need to catch up sometime. It's been a while.
Are you still talking on that?
Yeah. Yeah, we got a good crew here. Good, thank you, bro. I give you 25. You gave me 25? I don't see a super chat, but if you want to support the show, greatly appreciative.
Oh, yes.
There's many ways to support this, though. You know, the idea, we want this to get to as many people as possible. We want people to know the important work we're doing out here. So you could, obviously being a patron and supporting with super chat is one way, but also just sharing this with friends, sharing it on socials, subscribing. That helps the algorithm push it out further. We need to highlight the fact that that Palestinians need this protected presence in the first place, which is a sign of a problem, and B, at the very least, that there's some of us out here, some Israelis who are coming out and doing our small part to help.
دار كبيرة بس يعني كل واحد له صالون غرفة
كل واحد له دار بس من الزكاة تبقى.
So I see, Sharif, you're from Egypt. Okay, cool. Well, we're neighbors.
كم مرة؟ نعم كم
We're
مرة؟
neighbors. Hopefully, we meet someday. I've been to Sinai a few times, but never farther south than that. But I'd love to explore Egypt more. I have a good friend there, Omar. Also here, History Speaks here is also Coptic, right? He's from the Coptic community, half at least. So we got some Egyptians in the chat.
French and my Arabic.
אתם רוצים עברית או אנגלית? English? Arabic?
وسط يعني.
שוואי ערבי. אתם רוצים להגיד היי למצלמה? لا.
بدكم تسلموا على كاميرا؟
لا. We have some Palestinian kids here, but they don't want to be on camera, which is not uncommon. I started doing these street interviews in the north, and out of every you only get 1 out of 8 people agree to be on camera to be interviewed. More Jewish Israelis agree than Palestinian Israelis. There's more fear Palestinian Israelis more fear backlash from their communities and from the government. They don't want to say they're concerned that if they say certain things, there might be some backlash. So most aren't willing to be on camera, which is understandable.
التطوع أو مساعدة
بالضبط
مساعدة
يس
شو اسمك؟
أنا ماريا.
The worst part about this, well, the worst part is that it's a sign of a problem, right? Us coming out here means there's a problem. There's no reason why we citizens should need to come out and do protective presence, right? It points to a systemic issue. The second worst part is that I need to wake up at 5 a.m. Come on, guys.
إحنا في الدار بقعد يعني بشتغل لأن إحنا يعني
You got it's to beat the sun, you know, it's to beat the daytime sun, but it's not wake up. It's not wake up armies.
بس يعني
Wake up armies. I was gonna say maybe back in the army days. Yeah, it's not wake up hours.
بجوز تدعم إسرائيل يعني ولا
إيش؟
فلسطين ولا إسرائيل؟
يعني إسرائيل ولا فلسطين قصدي بجوز هيك
اجتين
لا بس أنا أكثر.
أنا أكتر.
They're asking her.
I know.
They thought.
You sound understand Arabic.
Well, no, he said Israel. He said Israel or Palestine. What else could it be?
Okay. خلينا نقول هيك.
Israel, Palestine, salam,
Yes.
salam.
شوف أنا
شو كيف؟
يعني إنه فلسطين وإسرائيل
نعيش بسلام.
مواطنين.
بس أنا شو بدي أقول إنه
You see, this is just more reason to learn Arabics. Think about how much harder you do, huh? Think about how much harder it is to have peace with neighbors who you can't even communicate with. You know. I was talking to the cameras. Yeah. No, you could ignore me. Yeah.
تقتلنا اللي بتعتدي علينا يعني.
فعشان هيك.
I hope to hear your analysis about Gaza soon. So I've done quite a few analyses on Gaza. I'll do a death toll analysis soon once we have more information. But I've covered it pretty extensively.
مريم.
مريم.
Jenkla says, "Are you a Jew, Adar?" Yeah, I'm Jewish. Yeah, it's not my religious belief, so I'm agnostic. I don't believe in the Jewish religion, but ethnically, yeah, I'm Jewish. I'm of the Jewish people. So yeah, I'm Jewish, Jewish agnostic, which is around half, close to half of us, I think, are in a similar belief system. Not around half of Jews don't actually believe in the religion, but they're still Jewish nonetheless. So I see you wrote something in Arabic. I don't know, Sharif. I can't.
الشرق الأوسط.
أمريكا.
الشرق الأوسط.
I can't understand it.
في آسيا.
But if you translate it, if you want me to maybe send a message to the kids here, if you write me in English, but like Arabic and English letters, I'm happy to read it to them.
الجزائر في أفريقيا.
Just don't get me in trouble with writing some shit that would be, you could say anything and I'd have no idea what it is. Although a lot of the Hebrew curse words are Arabic, so I would know if it's a curse word.
اوكي راح اعطيكم مساعدة.
اسبانيا والبرتغال.
لا اكثر دولة بالعالم.
Yeah, agnostic Jew. Agnostic or atheist, depending on what we're talking about. So I'm not one that says there is no God. There's certainly some mysterious shit going on, and who am I to say what is out there? There certainly may be some higher power or higher powers. I just can't claim to know anything about them or what they want. So in a sense, I'm atheist, meaning rejecting the official stories of religions, which are primarily mythology. But I'm agnostic to the concept of something beyond us.
روسي واسرائيل معهم الجنسية الروسي وال هم هكذا ساكنين معاكي ولا
Mary Murchill, I hope I pronounced it correctly. Said Purador organic argan oil is nourishing for the skin and not super expensive. Good luck. Oh, interesting. You're saying it's like it help heal whatever sun damage I've done. Okay. I've been putting on some retinol and vitamin C and green tea extract. I have a few things I've been putting on. I think it's making a difference, but I'll check out argan oil. I think argan oil is popular in Morocco. They sell it all over Morocco. I remember that, but I'll look into it. Thank you. All right, now I guess we need a super chat. Got to fund that olive oil, you know, or that argan oil.
كل الاحترام لإلكم إنه هيك يعني قاعدكم صغار بس يعني بتساعدوا لأبوكم.
عادي عادي.
بلاط وطين واشياء.
جد؟
يس.
واو.
عادي.
لا 15 سنة بس يعني.
Next week, so this is olive season. So every week there's been something. So I'll probably come to one or two more. Next week I will be in Cyprus. I'm going to take a little vacation. As much beauty as there is here on the land, it's a troubled land. Immense potential, but troubled nonetheless. So it'll be good to get out and do Cyprus. I'll probably still live stream while I'm there, and I think I'll record some content. I'll do some street interviews there.
هذا بس عبري.
عبري وإنجليزي بس يعني أنا يعني بقدر أترجم.
خفيف انجليزي.
Jankla says Einstein believed in the laws of the universe being God, not in a personal God. Yeah, Einstein had what is that called? That's called pantheism.
How many followers you have?
How many followers do I have?
Yeah.
It depends on what platform.
Let's say YouTube.
YouTube, 12,000.
Okay. 12,000.
مرات زرع اليوتيوب.
12,000. Yeah. You could tell them 12,000 YouTube, 13,000 TikTok, 7,000 Twitter. I don't know, 7,000 Instagram. That's the number. Marie says, no way, you do not believe in God. You are too sweet. Well, I mean, first of all, thank you. But there's our kindness and compassion should not come from believing that there's a higher power that wants us to be that way. I think, the religion in quotations that I subscribe to is one of universal humanism. It's that humanity is worth preserving and we should work to elevate well-being. And when you look at things through the lens of universal humanism, it leads you to care about others in this instance being Palestinians, right? It's very natural for me to care about Jews and Israelis, who doesn't care about their own people? But to care about others required me to take a step back and say, okay, we are all human. We all deserve to live these beautiful, meaningful lives. And what's the best way to do that? So that's where my worldview on this comes from. And one of the best ways to elevate collective well-being and to support human flourishing is to protect people's rights. And right now we have a problem on the land where not only are not everyone's rights protected, but many people's rights are violated.
They're asking when did you start your YouTube channel?
During COVID.
قبل
But on and off, like I only as of a year ago did I get the privilege to start to take it seriously. I don't know if you could say that, but it's not. I'm not.
What is the name of the channel?
It's under my name.
What's like?
I thought we were friends, Adar wine rib. Adar wine rib. I could write it down for them if they want. To. Let's see.
Yeah, they want the name.
يكتبها بالانجليزي.
Yeah.
يعني
أكيد طيب.
Huh?
They're also asking if you have I don't know what's called in English, like the thing they give you for like 1 million subscribers.
Oh, I don't have enough subscribers yet. A plaque, 100,000. 100,000. Who you wish you were? Unrelated question, but what's your advice to deal with balding? Well, first of all, there's preventative measures you could take. What's that?
They want the name of the channel.
Oh yeah, I'll give it to you. Yeah, we could write it down when I'm done. There's some topical treatments, finasteride and minoxidil and finasteride. I think like that's what Rogaine is. So that's meant to like slow it down. I've never used it, but that's what people use to slow down balding. You could also do hair transplant surgery. But if you just, the other option is to just embrace it. And I don't know, if you're already balding, you might as well shave rather than let it show. And, you know, there's a lot of bald people that really rock it. You got Vin Diesel, you got The Rock. So just emulate that energy, you know? And more than anything, and, you know, sometimes I miss my hair. I've considered doing a hair transplant. It's not important enough for me to actually do it, but who knows, maybe one day. But, you know, your value comes from your energy more than anything else, who you are as a person. So let's talk about like attractiveness to the opposite sex. Sure, hair's attractive, but confidence and charisma, humor and wit, being a good person, all of these will get you much further in life than having a full head of hair. So focus on what's important, you know? Just be the best person you can be. And if it's really bothering you, you know, do the treatments. I know they're also working on new stuff. There's like stem cell therapy.
كيف روسيا؟
أنا كثير بحب يعني
الثلج صح؟
إنه بالشتاء
Siron says, welcome to the channel.
في السالب هناك توصل للسالب
Like and subscribe, tell your friends.
شو بس مش زي هون
يعني
يعني
بعرف.
براد فيه.
احنا جونا معتدل اقل شيء بتوصل 30
Yeah, I'm with you, Sharif. There's likely some truth higher than all the belief systems. It's interesting that all cultures throughout history have had belief in some higher power. Does that mean the higher power exists, or does that mean it was just a advantageous thing to believe in? So perhaps believing in a higher power helped us organize in larger groups and helped us survive. So there's a gene of ours that gives us a inclination to believe in some supernatural. Hard to know, you know, but it certainly helps people, right? Religion helps a lot of people. It's also harmed people. We shouldn't care what people believe in as long as they're not using that religion to harm others.
أنا وأخوي الصغير
Wait, Siran, you're in Gaza City right now?
بس إحنا يعني
Is that what you're saying? Are you in Gaza City? Kokok, I don't know what that means.
يعني ولدنا ويعني يمكن 3 أولاد بس يعني مش زيكم
احنا كلجيك
العرب إشي.
ما هو بس هيك مسلي لا إنه دائما في حدا
It's also good to get out of the house more. You know, we're cooped up all day in front of the screen. Not good for dopamine levels, not good for stress levels, not good for general well-being. So,
بس مزح
and I don't like waking up at 5, spending a day in nature,
لا
doing some good. Feels pretty good.
يعني فهمت إنه
مش من نفس الأم بس.
What, just like question mark? Up, what the,
شوي.
Siron, I'm not sure what you're saying, my guy. Welcome to the channel.
تبقى زي أمه.
يعني بنعتبرها امها
يعني بنعتبرها أم مثال.
ويعني بتقولها يعني
أم.
جد؟
لا بنقولها خالتي بس بنعتبرها أم.
Maria, can you ask them if they'd be just to say hello without speaking?
خلاص عرفت بدنا
نصور في
على الهواء.
يعني حتى
يس يلا
بلا تحكوا بس هيك يعني
I could turn, yeah? They're cool with it? No?
Yes.
Yes,
Huh?
yes, yes.
شالوم شالوم
Shalom.
شالوم
There we go. These are our friends. And they said shalom. So they greeted
خليهم يحسوا
in Hebrew.
هاي من حكيت هلو
متابعته بأمريكا أصلا بس يعني خلص
قديش في الحد؟
Good morning, Fahad. So Fahad is a friend from Gaza.
يعني
Good to see you here.
بس هيك أوكي راح
They're saying, and they say, why, but isn't it marhaba? Why N? Is marhaban something?
لا لا ها.
He said in Egyptian says marhaban. What's the N for? Is that a thing?
اهلا اهلا
No.
Okay, well,
He's asking how old are you?
أنا أنا 74
إيه؟
74
74
viewer from Al Masri. Al Masri.
نسأل
ايش؟
يعني
مرحبا.
اهلين.
ايه
There we go.
اه قلت لها
Tell them an Egyptian viewer says hello to them.
حدا من مصر بيسلم عليكم.
قولي له الله يسلمك.
انت بتقدر يعني تقول
Come,
اصلا.
come. You,
مستحيل. السلام عليكم. السلام عليكم. هاي.
so in Arabic,
Yes,
message to the world. What do you want to tell the world?
السلام عليكم.
يفا.
اهلا بالشعب المصري. اهلا بالشعب المصري.
حكيت معهم
Masri, I understood. Okay. Come. He wrote you something. Look.
ايش؟ وعليكم السلام.
Wow.
شرفنا معرفتك. شرفنا معرفتك. تابعوا الزلمة. تابعوه.
Zalame? What's Zalame?
يعني انت رجل. مان.
Man. Zalame.
Man.
لا كنت اصلا ننزل تعرف
Nice.
ننزل عبو
You want to sit? You want to sit? Come. Sit. He's gonna sit.
شوية حطيتك إياه.
I'll teach you English. You teach me Arabic. Or I'll teach you Hebrew. Here, another message. Wait, hold on. Zalame, man.
شوي.
لا
Yanagaka dakok. No, that.
ما فهمتش.
Is that a curse?
شوي.
Sure. I don't know if that's Arabic. Oh my god. Anyway.
لا 500
What does that say?
لصمودكم. شرفنا في معرفتكم. أهل مصر. أهل النخوة. أهل الثقة.
Okay. شكرا حبيبي.
عفوا.
اسمي Adar.
من إسرائيل.
Israel, yeah.
يس. شرفنا في معرفتكم وبنحبكم. I love you.
I love you too.
I love you.
Salam. May we have salam.
سلام. نعم.
You see, look, this is the younger generation. He lives under military occupation, right? That kid lives under military occupation. Most of his experiences with Jews in his life have been soldiers or settlers. And he's still able to sit here next to a fellow Israeli and say, I love you. Think about that. People, more than anything, we're human. We respond to dignity and respect. If you're respected, you respect others in return. It's something so basic and fundamental that we miss. People like to say, don't trust them, they'll turn on you, or all they understand is force. But no, people understand respect, dignity, and honor. We're all pretty similar in that regard.
اشربي انت وبعدين احنا بنشرب انتوا لا صب لهم كلياتهم.
How do you say juice in Arabic?
عصير.
Asir?
بدك عصير؟
La.
لا صب.
La. You know, it's kind of interesting. I know the etymology is different, but yes in Arabic is and no is la. So Allah is yes, no. See, that's a connection that only a non-Arabic speaker would make, isn't it? That kid, no, I'm Israeli. The kid is not Israeli. He's Palestinian. He's Palestinian living here in the West Bank. So he lives under military occupation.
إذاش الأكل الشهي.
وانا دواء
Siron, I'm not sure what language you're speaking,
أكل من
but hey, can you let me know in English what language? Fahid says I need to learn Arabic. I started learning shwai. First of all, I'm not great with languages, right? With all my amazing strengths comes equally amazing weaknesses, and one of them is that I'm not good with languages. But I live in a place that's 50% Arab speakers, so they're teaching me. So I know the basic. Marhaba, kif halak, alhamdulillah, naharak saeed, ahla yom. La shukran. Is that no thank you? La shukran? No thanks. Can you say that? La shukran. I guess you could say that, but maybe Fahad, let me know. I called him a fellow Israeli? I don't think so. I don't think I called him a fellow Israeli. Fahad saying my brother spoke, my father spoke fluent Hebrew. I didn't get a chance to learn. Maybe we'll do language exchange, huh? You teach me some Arabic, I'll teach you some Hebrew. We had a Palestinian intern, Allah. Also, yes, no. And the first day I met her with her dad, and her dad started speaking to me in Hebrew. He dropped her off, shook my hand. We spoke for a few minutes, and then I left. And she's like, I didn't even know my dad speaks Hebrew. So it was kind of funny that that's how she discovered. So yes, la shukran means no thank you. Cool. That was intuitive enough, easy enough to understand.
يا الله انه يعني امي سوت بعمية
You're saying I know there are Arabic Israelis. Yeah, 20% of Israel's population are Palestinian Israelis. Yeah. Not so I want to, it's an interesting identity because certainly not all of them identify as Palestinian. In Israeli society, they're called Israeli Arabs. But most of them, from my conversations with them, do have some connection to the Palestinian identity. Though some will say, no, I'm not Palestinian, I'm just Israeli. Many Arab Israelis, they like being Israeli, though they would want to change certain things in the state. So it's still a Jewish state, so they don't feel 100%, they're like, look, I want it to be a state for all its citizens. So there's some changes they want to make, but they don't hate the state. Some of them serve in the IDF, interestingly. But they're not Zionists, right? They don't identify as Zionists, but it's an interesting identity. I've been going to different towns, interviewing people. I went to a Bedouin town in the north last week, and yesterday I went to Druze town. So in the next few weeks and months, I'll be releasing this content. The concept is go to a random town until someone invites me in for coffee, and people invite you in for coffee pretty damn quickly. That's the beauty of the land. Can Arabic Israeli buy house anywhere? Legally, yes. So there's no legal discrimination in that sense, but landlords certainly, some will discriminate, right? So you're not gonna. There's gonna be some neighborhoods where it's gonna be very hard to move in if you're Palestinian. Now, there is kind of a thing that there's people want to keep some kind of cultural homogeneity. And I think in a land as diverse as this, I think it's okay. So, for example, there are landlords in Palestinian neighborhoods that would not rent to Jews because there's a cultural difference. This is a town for Muslims, and they want to keep it that way. So I get it is different when there's like the majority population that have access to most of the land, and then there's discrimination against the minority. That has a greater impact than when it's in reverse. So I do want to acknowledge that. But I also think one of the beauties in the coexistence here is not that everyone is forced to live on the same block. It's that you could have an area. And when I say there's a lot of areas where my point of reference is the Galilee, which is the best form of coexistence on the land. It's not that beautiful everywhere on the land. Let's make that clear. But part of the beauty is that you're driving around and there's a Druze town and a Christian town and a Muslim town and a Jewish town. And the towns are not segregated, but their towns pretty homogeneous in terms of the religious or ethnic group that lives there. But we go to each other's town, we shop in each other's towns, we're all friends. So there's a beauty to that. Um, but yeah. In simple terms, Palestinian citizens of Israel legally can buy homes, but are discriminated against in some neighborhoods to buy homes.
أنا مش عربية أصلا فعشان هيك أنا مش عربية.
I'm gonna try to find a better shaded location because the sun's coming in. Sun's coming in hot. I think maybe this tree here.
آه.
Oh yeah, this is the good spot. But look, one thing that needs to change is there's not a culture here in many Palestinian neighborhoods to pick up litter. So there's a lot of litter everywhere here. And that's unfortunate, right? If you love the land, keep it clean. So that's some cultural shift that I think should happen.
أنت بتعرف بس يجيني واحد تدرس فيها صح؟ لا يعني
Marie's saying it's like NYC. Yeah, NYC has similar. I mean, NYC is a little bit more mixed, but yeah, you have like different neighborhoods for different ethnic groups, and there's no tension. We're all friends, right? So that's what the Galilee feels like, at least the Western Galilee. Did I face any troubles collecting olives? No. So the 2 times I came out, no issues, thankfully. But just our presence here makes a difference, right? They're often not coming out alone because they face risk. So us being here allows them to come out with more confidence and prevents settlers from showing up. Just stay agnostic and humanist. Yeah, that's the plan. That's the plan. If you think about it, hold on, let me lean back. I don't want to lean on garbage. The most popular religion in the world, it's not a religion in the traditional sense, but the most popular religion is humanism, because that's the idea that humans deserve rights in some capacity, that there's something valuable about humans that should be protected. And this is something that exists in cultures all over the world. So it transcends religion, right? You have Christian humanists and Jewish humanists and Muslim humanists and atheist humanists and Buddhist humanists. So that believe that there's something valuable about humans that should be protected is the most popular belief system in the world. It is something that unifies us, and it doesn't require believing in some metaphysical concepts or mythology, which makes it more scalable, right? Like there's this idea that if you're a humanist, you can't know right from wrong and this and that, and but this idea that that you need to convert to a religion to be a good person, it's just demonstrably not true. If you look at if you look at the world, there's amazing religious people and bad religious people and amazing secular people and bad secular people. So that's not what determines if people are good or bad. But also the idea that you're going to convince others to believe in your mythology is not realistic, you know? Humanism started in the Netherlands. Is that true, Junk? Maybe. Hold on one second, guys. You might see the screen go black, but I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna put this on Discord as well. I was meant to stream this to Discord, which I forgot to. Better late than never. Hold on.
نعم.
يلا كداب تدخل مسابقات وبتصدر على مصر شوي انت عندك كتاب
أنا إنه already Europa يعني كردي فرق
Cool.
نفسي بس مرة كداس دفعة الصف.
ايش؟
All right, we're back. Did the screen go black, or were you guys able to see me the whole time? Let me know for future.
لا عشان تطلع.
انه بس فاكر.
So the origins of humanism, I'll look into that, but maybe as an official like belief system, but all social animals adopt some kind of a moral system because it helps us get along in groups. And you know, us as a highly advanced social animals, we have created a much more complex and thorough moral system. But you know, we've seen from ancient Babylon, they had what was it, Hammurabi's code, I think it was some kind of a moral system. Which again was about protecting people. Now, as time goes on, normally it's like our circle of compassion grows. So where societies often wanted to protect some members of the society, but maybe not, men were protected, but not women. Wealthy were protected, but not weak. Over time, we understand that we need to expand on that, and that your rights should be protected simply because you're human, right? And then these rights should continue beyond humanity as well, right? There should be, in a sense, rights for nature, that you can't just destroy nature. I mean, some amount of destroying nature is necessary for survival, but there should, we should look at nature in that way, that that it deserves to be protected as well, and of course, animals also. So you guys are saying the screen did go black. Okay, good to know. Mike and Ike, is that a Mike and Ike? Get one of those. It's okay. Wait, hold on. It's a little too early for this, for sugar, but whatever. Shukran. Old Mike and Ike. They're stuck together. I don't even know if this is my favorite flavor. My first addiction ever was sugar. So, got to be careful. All things in moderation, though. Yeah, who was I think I know who you're talking about. Who was the Dutch philosopher? Was it Spinoza? Was it Spinoza? Maybe someone could look it up. Jewish guy. Fad says, what are your thoughts on Smotrich, his comments on Egypt? I mean, distasteful, to say the least. So distasteful, he apologized, which is unlike him. Also slightly racist. I mean, it's Smotrich. What do you expect? What can we expect of the guy? But you saw Trump put his foot down. He's like, no annexation, not on my watch. Bad week for the Netanyahu camp and the Israeli right. Their best buddy Trump is saying Judea and Samaria is not yours. You don't get the West Bank. And kind of shows it's proof how much control the U.S. has over Israel, right? There's this idea that Israel controls the U.S. The U.S. controls Israel more than vice versa. Does Israel have some influence over the U.S.? Sure. But Israel cannot determine U.S. foreign policy to nearly the same extent that the U.S. can determine Israel foreign policy.
אבל זה מעגל משולש שרון, או שאתם המשולש היחיד בין כל המעגלים?
John says Spinoza was a Jew who was wiser than all religions. Yeah, is that who you're referring to? Wasn't he Dutch? But you know what I learned the other day? Holland is not the name of the country. The Netherlands is the name of the country. Holland is just two provinces of the Netherlands. And it's where Amsterdam and Rotterdam are. So that's like the area where a lot of the trade came from. So people just thought that was the country. Oh, all this stuff is coming from Holland. We're trading with Holland, doing business with Holland. That's just the province. It's almost like calling the U.S. New York, because that's all you know. You learn something new every day.
No, not on the sea.
Why we run says USA controls Israel as US gives money to Israel to buy US weaponry. Exactly. They have a lot of leverage. A lot of leverage over Israel. The flies are coming out. מה עושים? סתם chill לבינתיים? Okay. Okay. No complaints. Okay. יאללה. איתם? או כאן? יש עוד עבודה כאן או? מעט. Okay. Yeah, the flies are a little annoying. I learned from a Bedouin friend. He lives in the Negev. He's like a family friend that we used to visit occasionally in the desert, and he would have flies all over his face, and they wouldn't bother him. So since I saw that, I understood that you just need to embrace them. So I have like 5 flies on me now. They're cute. They're our friends, you know. And Middle Eastern flies are also more annoying. They're more pestery. They come back more. Lita Ada says, thank you for taking care of your neighbors. Yeah, my pleasure. Just doing my small part. There's not all too much work to do anymore. We picked most of them. It's also not a lot of olives this season, unfortunately. What a view, me sitting out here and there's just trash behind me. Maybe we should clean this. We get like a bag and take the opportunity to clean this. Huh. That'd be interesting. In Australia, the Aborigines in the desert would go blind to the amount of flies which would hit their eyes. Interesting, is that right? Like temporarily blind, you're saying? Well, that's excessive, right? If you can't see, you gotta take care of that. Yeah, maybe we'll clean. Well, in 7 minutes, we'll be at the hour mark, so I'll sign off then, and then or should I just put it on the tripod? Maybe we could keep this room going. Wait, you're saying completely blind? How does that happen? How could you go blind from flies? Doesn't sound right. Marie's saying, I always feel bad seeing horses attacked by flies. Just saying. Well, they have like muscle twitch, like they could cow. Well, I know cows do it, right? My grandfather has a cow farm, so I'm definitely more familiar with them. But they have a way to twitch their body, which gets flies to leave. I think that's why they actually developed that trait. רנן, נכון? אולי אם יש שקיות זבל, אולי פשוט ננקה קצת מהזבל כאן גם. אם כבר אנחנו כאן.
איפה הילדים? הם הלכו.
כן, זה לא הם, פשוט
לא,
הם-
לא, זה גם יכול להיות הם, הרבה חקלאים עשירים, כאילו, לפעמים עשירים ככה.
זה הזוי. כאילו בשבילם זה רגיל, אבל זה כאילו זה...
לא, אבל פה זה נראה, כן, שהחליפו לפה הרבה זבל.
Yeah.
אתה רואה שזה לא בתוך כל השדה, זה רק פה.
נכון.
יכול מאוד להיות שזה נפל.
Seems most of the garbage here is just things people are throwing out their windows that not the farmers are leaving in here.
אתה רוצה שכבר נמצא לשים בו את זה?
שרי, את רוצה, אני אביא לך כיסא?
זה מאחריך, זה מושב?
נחמד, כן, את רוצה? Here, all you.
אתה סיימת עם...
Yeah, you could have the tree to me. I'm still doing it a little bit, yeah.
It's not me.
No, I'm not filming you.
It's you.
We have a good turnout, so.
The person in the driver's seat.
Are you comfy there?
It's just not my bum. You can fix
But but I was sitting on the floor and just leaning on it.
But I think like we can take the tire and maybe put it somewhere where seriously. Women who just gave birth to themselves. Really? Something, not a tire, but something else.
Hold on, guys, it'll go black again. יש פה בחור שיושב ברכב.
הוא קשור אלינו? לא צריך לשאול, רק
כן. הבחור שלבש את הירוק?
אוקיי, בסדר.
כן. See, this is how close the obs are. Now I'm just on the street. On the street somewhere in Palestine. Where are we exactly? We are in the northern West Bank. Here you can see all the olive trees over there in the distance, and new ones growing. And that's kind of the thing. People don't know this, but olives take 7 years before they bear fruit. And one of the things settlers have do is they destroy olive trees, and it's not just destroying something that will then grow back next year. I mean, again, it takes 7 years until it bears fruit, so it's really doing damage. And that's the thing, as I said, if you love the land, keep it clean, right? There's no excuse for all this filth here. And and I'm saying this is criticism to Palestinians, that there's all this litter here, and criticism to their settler neighbors. You love the land, but then you destroy olive trees growing on the land, And I'm not drawing an equivalence between both these critiques. One is harming people and their livelihood intentionally. The other is just a lack of care for litter. But, both shouldn't be done, and both can be fixed. I don't even know where we are, but I'll do like a full panoramic 360 so you could see. Maybe if we're already streaming, we'll take a little walk. I'm in the holy city. I'm not in a city, right? But I guess it depends who you ask. Many would say Jerusalem is the holy city. Some may even say it's Tel Aviv. I'm on what many would consider holy land. Some call it West Bank, others Judea and Samaria, others Palestine. Those who call it Judea and Samaria call it also Israel. I like to mix things up, so I call it Judea and Samaria Palestine. I don't think Judea and Samaria is a perfectly acceptable name for it. It is the ancestral name. But normally those who call it Judea and Samaria do so with intention of erasing Palestinian connection to the land. So when I say Judea and Samaria Palestine, I'm trying to acknowledge both the ancestral land and its name, but also that without erasing Palestinian connection to the land. And specifically where I am, this would be Samaria, not Judea. So we are currently in Samaria. And look, there's actually some nice houses there up on the hill. I can't read the comments just because it's too bright, so give me a moment. I'll go back to the shade, and then we'll get into it. Hold on. Okay. Sharon says Mecca. Well, Mecca is also a holy city. Yeah, I was once in Tel Aviv and Jerusalem. Okay, cool. Did you have a good time? You're saying the history of the name Palestine is a colonial name. So, I'm not sure that that's confirmed. I do know that there's this narrative that some Roman emperor called the name Palestine in order to erase Jewish connection to it. But I think the reason that Roman emperor called it Palestine is because that's what others referred to this land as at the time. It wasn't just made up. There's some signs of this area being called Philistine for quite some time. So I don't know if it's a colonial name. Not that it really matters, right? The etymology doesn't matter. There's a lot of weird etymology in this world, but so what? And a kibbutz. Cool. Did you have a good time? Adar, have you read Marx? In my view, working class solidarity and internationalism against bourgeoisie nationalism is the key to solving the Israel-Palestine conflict. No, I haven't read Marx. I'm familiar with his work. Another Jewish philosopher, I guess, huh? Let's see. That hold on. That this is somehow the solution to Israel-Palestine. I'd be interested in hearing more about your thoughts on that. But I'm open to the idea. I just don't understand quite the vision. Like I have visions for what the future can look like and how we have peace on the land that doesn't involve solidarity with working class. Although I mean that should be a basic, right? Solidarity with working class. But does that mean the system needs to change where the workers own the means of production? I don't know. Although I do think that as more and more things get automated, we do need collective ownership. Makes more sense now more than ever. And I'll tell you why. Because I even think Marx's philosophy is not even going to be relevant in the future because workers should own the means of production. Well, what happens when all the workers are robots? So do the robots own it? So what about the people who don't have jobs? So we are getting to a place where with mass automation and potentially mass unemployment, so those people should also be provided for, right? So it's almost like if you live in a country, just being a citizen of a country means you are somewhat of an owner of the means of production of the state you're living in, something along those lines. Or there's just universal basic income, which isn't enough because people need meaning. People need something to do with their lives. If not, they're just waste away playing video games all day. So we do have some pretty big societal challenges we need to figure out. Way beyond Israel Palestine, right? Israel Palestine is a small compared to the global challenges we face. Corbar. Okay, yeah, please send some articles. You're saying does it snow in Israel? Yeah. It snows in the north sometimes. There's Mount Hermon, which is the tallest mountain in Israel. Although it's in the Golan Heights, so some, you know, Israel, Syria. It's officially annexed, so de facto Israel now. But it snows there and also sometimes snows in Jerusalem. Yeah. But not much. Not much. Many Israelis haven't seen snow. Many Israelis and Palestinians, yeah, have never seen snow. Marie says, but some are making money off playing video games, I hear. Yeah, you could, right? If you're like a gamer and you do well, you can make video games. I mean, if you play video games all day and you're healthy and happy, what's wrong with that, right? But I feel like it's just very, video games are addicting. So I could see people just waking up in the morning, going straight to the video game, taking a break to eat and go to the bathroom and just living in like some VR headset. Probably not a happy existence, probably not a healthy existence.
Sure, but that's like not from but I can take perfectly and not understand what you're saying. That's not like that's not like, yeah.
Meaning, now that's why some individuals created religions. Well, religion certainly gives us meaning. It's one of the ways people have meaning, serving God, serving some higher purpose. Is that why it was created? I don't know. You know where I think the start to some of these beliefs came from? I think it's very hard for us to cope with death because we're such highly advanced social animals that coping with death becomes so much easier if you believe you're going to see them again and be reunited with them in some afterlife. But I'm sure there's some anthropologists that have much more thorough theories as to where religion came from and what purpose it served. It also helped us organize, right, in larger groups. Uh, it allows you to trust people that you don't know if you share the same religion, right? There's a kinship with larger groups of people uh, if there's some belief system. We have a question from Arbu. By the way, do you think there will be peace ever in the Holy Land, or will it all be? Will it be like this until the day of judgment? Well, I don't believe in the day of judgment, right? So yeah, I mean, not only is peace is possible, I would say it's inevitable. Maybe not inevitable. Humanity could destroy itself, but yeah, definitely. There's no reason to believe that peace is impossible. We've had many nations and people fighting, some for hundreds of years, only to eventually figure it out. So yeah, there's no reason to why I believe it's impossible. It's possible. It's just what are the steps we need to take to get there, right? The power's in our hands. Let's see what else we got.
Like,
It's saying Skynet will destroy it for us. Yeah, I mean, AI could take us in two directions, right? Utopia, dystopia, very unclear. Very unclear. We'll see where, we'll see. And again, that's also something that the decisions we make today will determine which direction AI takes us in. But it's not, that's legitimate reason for concern, right? AI is a lot of the, AI philosophers, researchers put the chance of AI destroying humanity anywhere from like 30% to 99%, depending on who you ask. So it's pretty significant. But we should enjoy the ride while we're here, right? No reason to stress over things we can't change. If there's any way we could change the direction of AI, we should do that. It's like, what's the serenity prayer you do in a rehab? Please, Lord, give me the power to. Can someone? I can't look shit up. Can somebody please post in the comments the serenity prayer? It's a good one. Everyone should live their life by that one. Just saw a video here on YouTube about the time before Judaism. Was a Yahwism. I don't know if that was the official name, but the ancient Israelites had more than one god at some point, and over time, I think unified around one god. I think that's how it went. And Yahweh is a god, a polytheistic god, the god of weather, god. Yeah, Yahweh was one of many gods, and somehow Israelites over time turned it into the one God. I don't know exactly how that happened, but that's how it's described. Not described in Judaism, certainly, but the history seems to point, historical research seems to point in that direction. Yahweh was adopted. Odovan says Yahweh was adopted by Hebrews later around 1000 BCE. Before that, like other Canaanites, they worshipped El and Baal. Okay. Yeah. You're asking if I am an atheist. So I consider myself an agnostic atheist. Atheist says there is no God. Agnostic says they don't know. I say I don't know, but I'm an atheist in the sense that if you ask me about the monotheistic religions and if I think it's true, no, I don't think it's true. I think it's not true. And when they describe God as all-knowing, all-seeing, all-powerful, that wants you to do X, Y, Z and live your life a certain way, I also reject that. I believe with a very high confidence that that's not truth, but more so mythology. But I have no, I support people's belief in religion. It plays an important role in people's lives. As long as your religion is making you a better person, it's good. I still want, thank you for the quote. God, give us the serenity. Hold on. God, give us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, courage to change the things we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. All right? Most in this world we cannot change, so we should accept them. There's no reason to stress over things that are outside of our control. Easier said than done, right? But still a good life philosophy. And then the courage to change what we can, right? Take bold action to change what we can. So, for example, I can't solve Israel Palestine. Certainly not on my own, right? But I could do a little bit. I could change a few minds, help a few neighbors. So that's what I focus on. But you said you watched a documentary on the Jewish community on Iran. Hold on, my tripod crashed. Hold on. Oh, I got this cool electric tripod that follows me. By the way, I can't, because I'm doing this on my phone. How many people are viewing this on YouTube simultaneously? Can somebody tell me? Because I know that it's also on Twitter and Twitch, but I'm interested in how many are here on YouTube. What are your thoughts on the Aparu being the origins of Hebrew? What even is the Aparu? Never even heard of that. History is not my strong point. The history that I'm best well informed of is like ancient anthropology. So prehistoric times, like early Homo sapiens, Neanderthals, stuff like that. I'm a little bit better informed about that than like the history of the land here. All right. Okay. 17 here on. Okay. Interesting. So it looks like we have a big turnout on Twitter. Thank you. What's going on? Hold on. But I saw a short wherein Golda Meir said she was a Palestinian because theirs is called Palestine. Yeah, yeah. There's a famous Golda Meir quote about that. I mean, some of the Jews who moved to Ottoman and British Palestine consider themselves Palestinian before Palestinians did. There is truth to that. Yeah. Why Rerun says the Apru are people mentioned in Canaanite sources. They are often outsiders. Interesting. When you see my finger on the screen, that's me scrolling the comments. I know it's a funny. It's funny. Elba King hid with Apru in Lebanon until he can regain control of Elba. I have no idea about any of this. Interesting. Is this mythology or is this history? Right? Because a lot of the mythology, like a lot of Jewish history, is simply mythology and not supported by historical evidence. Like King Solomon, I think we don't have evidence of King Solomon existing. I think even King David existing is unclear. Although they found, I think, like a coin that said Kingdom of David or House of David. House of David, which is different from Kingdom, but. Anyways, I'm gonna sign off. Thank you all for tuning in. So let's see, next live stream. So I'm gonna be in Cyprus next week, but I'm gonna do a stream from. Let me not commit yet because it depends on my internet connection. But as long as I have good internet, which I should, I'll do a live stream from there. And I think I'll also do some street interviews in Cyprus. And if there's any viewers out there who are in Cyprus, reach out to me. We'd love to connect. And with that, signing off from the beautiful land of Palestine and Israel. Until next time, friends, thank you all for tuning in.